Hey there, folks. My name's Mark, 42 years old, and I'm about to share a story that'll make your jaw drop. Picture this. My wife Devin comes to me one evening, eyes sparkling, and announces she's pregnant. Sounds like a dream, right? Except I've got a secret she doesn't know I'm infertile thanks to a vasectomy from years ago. Buckle up because this tale of love betrayal and a truth that hit like a freight train is one you won't forget. Before we dive in, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss a single story like this. And here's the fun part. Drop a comment and let me know where you're tuning in from. Are you sipping coffee in New York? Maybe chilling in London or halfway across the globe in Sydney? I want to hear from you. Your comments keep this channel alive, so let's get this conversation rolling. First, let's talk about the wound that started it all, the betrayal that cut deeper than any knife. I'm a small town guy, grew up in a place where everyone knows your name and your business. I was the local hockey star, destined for something bigger, or so folks thought. Married my high school sweetheart Trish at 20. She was the pastor's daughter, smart funny, the kind of person who lit up a room. We had our daughter at 21, our son at 24, and a heartbreaking miscarriage in between. After our son, we decided our family was complete, so I got a vasectomy. It was a quick procedure done during a lunch break. I didn't tell anyone not because I was ashamed, but because it felt private. Trish and I drifted apart over time, not out of anger, but because life pulled us in different directions. She built a successful home organization business, and I was passionate about my work as a police officer traveling across Canada to train others. We separated, amicably stayed great friends, and co-parented our kids like champs. Holidays together, laughs, shared no bad blood. Then came Devin. I met her a few months after my divorce was finalized. She was a dispatch agent at the police station, 8 years older than me, with a wild streak that drew me in. Motorcycles, hunting trips, a laugh that could make you forget your troubles. She was like one of the guys, but with a spark that set my heart racing. She didn't want kids, which was perfect since I couldn't have more. I never told her about the vasectomy, and yeah, I know that makes me sound like a jerk. But she was so clear about not wanting kids, and the topic never came up. We fell hard and fast, got married in a small backyard ceremony with a fire pit and barbecue. It was us, simple, real perfect. Enter Jeff, my best friend since grade school. We were like brothers, best men at each other's weddings, college roommates, partners on the police force. When Jeff's marriage to Amy fell apart, it shook our friend group. Amy took their kids to Ontario, leaving Jeff devastated. Devin and I stepped up, letting him crash with us until he got back on his feet. What started as a temporary stay stretched longer than expected. Devin suggested renovating our garage into a suite for him. I wasn't thrilled, but Jeff was family, so I agreed. He moved in, and things seemed fine at first. Now let's get to the part where I was quietly grinding through life, oblivious to the storm brewing. Devin left her stressful dispatch job and became a hairstylist, loving the freedom it gave her. She had a flexible schedule, and since Jeff and I worked different shifts, she and Jeff ended up spending a lot of time together. At first I thought she was just being kind, helping a friend through a rough patch. They'd grab lunch, run errands, nothing too alarming. But then it got weird. I'd text her during the day asking how things were going, and she'd casually mention she was at the movies with Jeff or hitting up a concert. I'd raise an eyebrow but brush it off. After all, Jeff was my brother and Devin was my rock. No way anything shady was happening, right? But the signs kept piling up like snow before an avalanche. I'd come home and notice little things, Jeff touching her arm when they talked, Devin laughing and squeezing his bicep. She'd dish up food for him at dinner, but not for me. His name started slipping into every conversation. Jeff said this Jeff did that. They'd text late into the night, her giggling at her phone while I lay beside her trying to spark some intimacy. I'd reach for her, maybe start a massage, but she'd brush me off, too absorbed in her texts. I'd roll over pretending to sleep while my gut churned. Then there were the gifts. Jeff got her bath stuff, including a bottle of massage oil. A week later, I noticed the bottle was open-used. I hadn't touched it. One day, I caught a whiff of that same oil on Jeff. My mind screamed denial, but I started collecting these moments, tucking them away like evidence. I didn't confront them, not yet. I needed to be sure. The turning point came one night lying in bed when Devin turned to me and said, "I want a baby." I froze. My heart thudded in my chest. What I asked, hoping I'd misheard. She repeated it calm as you please, saying she'd been thinking about it and wanted a child before we got too old. I stammered, reminding her we'd agreed no kids. She got defensive, accusing me of treating her like a child, saying I was denying her the chance to be a mom. The conversation spiraled, and I suggested we sleep on it, talk more tomorrow. She stormed out furious. I lay there staring at the ceiling, my mind racing. Why now? After years of saying she didn't want kids, why this sudden change? My vasectomy loomed in my thoughts, but I couldn't bring myself to tell her not yet. Something felt off, like a puzzle piece missing. The next day I played along. I apologized, said I was on board. Let's try for a baby. Devin lit up, practically bouncing with joy. We tried 5 times that day, no exaggeration. A week later, she handed me a box with a positive pregnancy test inside. My stomach dropped. I knew it couldn't be mine. I'm no expert, but a week after trying, that math didn't add up. My suspicions screamed Jeff. I forced a smile, hugged her, but inside I was reeling. I started watching them closer, looking for proof. Devin and I agreed to keep the pregnancy quiet for now, but one day I caught Jeff grazing her belly with his hand. A tender gesture he thought I didn't see. My blood boiled, but I played dumb. Then came the first doctor's appointment. Devin said Jeff would drive her since he had errands nearby. I shut that down fast. No way, I said. I'm the father. I'm going. She hesitated, gave a weak smile, but couldn't argue. At the appointment, the doctor asked when she thought she conceived. Devin gave the date we'd tried. The ultrasound came back, and the doctor announced she was 12 weeks along. 12 weeks. I looked at Devin, her face pale, and played the ecstatic husband doll, while my mind screamed, gotcha. There was no way that baby was mine. Back home, Devin leaned into the miracle narrative, saying it was meant to be. I kept up the act even as my heart shattered. That night, we were intimate again, but as soon as she fell asleep, I lay awake planning. I had the next day off. She had an early wedding job, and Jeff had work. It was my chance. Here's where the story gets satisfying the moment I took control. While they were gone, I packed Devin's belongings, every last thing, and piled them into our trailer. I parked it on the street. Then I went to Jeff's garage suite, used my spare key, and packed his stuff too. Into the trailer it went. I slapped a heavy lock on the suite door and changed the house locks and garage password. No way were they getting back in. Devin came home first, saw the trailer, and tried to get inside. She banged on the door, shouting my name. I spoke through the doorbell camera, calm but firm. We're done, Devin. I know the baby isn't mine. She called me crazy, screamed that I was wrong. Tears streaming down her face. Neighbors peeked out their windows, but I didn't care. It's Jeff's, I said. She denied it, demanded how it couldn't be mine. That's when I dropped the bomb. I had a vasectomy. There's a less than 1% chance I got you pregnant. Her purse and bags hit the ground, her face frozen in shock. She stammered, begging to explain, but I cut her off. Save it. I packed the trailer. Get out. Jeff pulled up minutes later in his patrol car, saw the lock on his suite, and joined the fray. He called me insane, swore the kid wasn't his. I looked him dead in the eye and said, I'll believe it when I see a paternity test. He had no answer. Let's wrap this up with the ending, bittersweet human, but sharp enough to sting. I'm getting divorced again, and yeah, it feels like absolute garbage. Another failed marriage to add to the scrapbook. But here's the kicker. Devin got a paternity test during the divorce proceedings, and it confirmed what I knew: the baby's Jeff's. He'd known all along, planning to play Uncle Jeff while living in my garage, raising his kid under my nose. Devin had tried to pass it off as mine to hide their affair, but my vasectomy, my little secret snip, saved me from raising a child that wasn't mine. A buddy pulled some strings and got Jeff transferred to a tiny police station in a nowhere town up north. Devin followed him, chasing whatever they thought they had. I don't wish them ill, but I don't lose sleep over their struggles either. Trish, my ex-wife, has been a rock, checking in daily, reminding me I'm not alone. I'm pouring my energy into my kids being the best dad I can. They're my anchor, my reason to keep going. Betrayal's a brutal teacher. Jeff was my brother, Devin, my partner, and they shattered that trust with a wrecking ball. But here's what I've learned sometimes. The truth, sharp as a blade, sets you free. My vasectomy, kept quiet all those years, became the ultimate truth serum, exposing lies I might have lived with forever. I'm still standing scarred, but stronger, ready for whatever life throws next. So what do you think? Have you ever faced a betrayal that turned your world upside down? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. Hit that like button. If this story hit home, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe for more real, raw stories like this. Let me know where you're watching from your city, your country, your corner of the world. Until next time, keep your eyes open and your heart true. I'll see you in the next video.